All right. So we are going to look at the analysis and the overall bias for gold and Euro USD, right? I trade only three pairs, that is gold, Euro USD, and sometimes Ethereum. USD is for gambling. I don't trade US JPY, right? So the overall direction for, let's look at first gold, XAUUSD. Now let me give you this advice before I start getting into whatever that I want to see. Stay away from the London session. Trade only the New York session and the Asian session, and you are going to save yourself from a lot of stop losses, right? Test it and testify. Okay, if you want to go ahead and trade the London session and take all the losses and use that as an experience, fine, right? But smart people, they don't have to make all the mistakes. They learn from the mistakes of the, they learn from the mistake from others and they use that to better their life. And that's what you ought to be doing. Stay away from the London session, focus on the New York and the Asian session, right? Because most of the moves they happen in the London session and the Asian session. Why the Asian session? People say, well, the Asian session is for liquidity. It will create liquidity in New York. Sorry, that London will take liquidity from the Asian session and New York will distribute. Well, that is bullshit. Everything happens based on the market structure. If the market structure is verifying everything, then fine. That thing is going to play out. But other than that, nothing like that is going to happen, right? You are just following a lot of what fantasies and watching a lot of YouTube videos. Don't do that, right? Just listen to me. I'm experiencing this thing. I've taken a lot of stop losses enough to avoid that. So stay away from the London session, trade the Asia session to catch the early movers, and also the New York session to catch, the late move, during the day, either the retracement or the continuation or whatever. So that much I do. Let's get into the trade. So for the analysis, when we move on to the 4-hour time frame, over here you can see a demand zone over here. The market moves in waves, right? By the way, I took a stop loss here around this area. I took a stop loss here. I saw that the market to trace to this demand before it starts moving up. So I went to the lower time frame and I tried to catch the move that is going to continue, but I got it wrong. I entered too early, and this wick, this demonic wick over here, took me out, and I lost a trade. But that is fine. I'm going to look for the next entry, which I believe the market is going to make by retracing to this area, right? And after that, it will continue to what? It will continue to move up from there. Now, this is one thing that can happen because of market structure, right? That is what market structure is basically telling us. But another thing that can happen is that during this area, there's going to be some kind of what consolidation, and the market is going to use the consolidation to build more long position. You're going to use that one to what discover new highs, above these areas. Okay, so this is one probable thing to be looking for, especially when you see the daily, the intraday market structure making lower lows. You know that this is what they are targeting. They are going to use this one as demand, and they are going to move away from there. So you position yourself to also long the market. All right. So that's basically it. I don't think anything is. So let me look at the 1 hour time frame. Yeah, that's basically what you should be expecting. You should either be expecting a retracement from here to here, so that you can enter in the New York session. If it actually gives you that in the New York session, you can do that. If it doesn't give you that, and you know, it keeps on consolidating, then you position yourself to go longer, because maybe they are building what position. But one thing that I'm highly anticipating is that they are going to what they are going to come down over here. Like I said, they're going to come down over here and what and move up from there, right? So you should take that into consideration. And Euro USD. Now let me show you something on the daily time frame before I talk about Euro USD. You see, when the market starts coming down, it keeps on coming down like that. But when it's going up, it keeps on going up like that. You see, when it's bullish. You know what I'm talking about. Take this area for instance. You can see the market was bullish and it kept on being bullish. Started becoming bearish, kept on becoming bearish. It became bullish a little bit over here. Then all this bearish price action, right? It's just like that. So when you see a bullish candle, just anticipate that the next one is going to be bullish. Just like in CCT, the previous video that I posted for you, right? Just see that the next candle is going to be bullish unless we get invalidated by the market structure. And from there, we can know that this is probably area that the invalidation is going to what mitigate before the continuation. That's all going to be based on supply and demand, the market strategy and everything, right? I'll talk about all that in the future videos that I'll be posting and stuff. But for the meantime, just know that EURUSD has a habit of continuing in the same direction after it has invalidated a previous trend or so. So after this bearish trend over here, this is a bearish trend because you're on the daily time frame. When you move on to the 1 hour time frame, you see a very bearish trend on the one hour time frame over there. So now that you've gotten this bullish engulfing pattern, it means that there's been a change of character on the lower time frame, the 4 hour time frame, and the market is probably going to what continue higher. So based on that, adjust yourself to be longing Euro USD, okay? And also don't trade Euro USD in the London session. Trade it in the New York session because I don't know, but they are never going to make a move without leaving the US people, right? They always find a way to get back or to get inside the move. You are never going to be left behind when you are waiting for the New York session because yeah, nobody is going to leave Wall Street behind because Wall Street they move the money, right? So just focus on New York session and Asia session is going to be fine with you. You're not going to take a lot of losses and you're going to be okay. So what I'm expecting for Euro USD for the market to retrace to this area, like in gold and also what move up like this. I'm not expecting a deep retracement like from here to here. That is quite unrealistic. Okay, I'm not expecting something like that, but that can happen over though. Even though, but if it happens, I wouldn't be trading because I wouldn't know what the market wants to do. I would like to wait for more price action if the market trades down here, maybe some change of character to the top side to validate the fact that the market is still bullish. But honestly, this is what I believe the market is going to do. Okay, just mitigate this area and what keep going up. And it can also happen that it can consolidate over here and what move up because they build accumulation most of the time and that they trade upwards. But I'm anticipating this move maybe by the end of the London session, the market is going to trade over here and it's going to consolidate around here. And the New York session is going to come in and we are going to move up again. Okay. All right. That is that. There's nothing so special about this market right now. Very easy to trade. They are very, very easy to trade. This is one of the best opportunities that you can get. And when you are able to catch the move that is going to happen here, let me show you where to target. Target this area. Target the weekly highs. The last week's high, the bearish candle, the weekly bearish candle over here, targets those highs. Those that is where the market is trying to watch trade towards. And be careful though, you have to make sure that you know what you are doing. Okay. Okay, so when the market comes over here and you take a long, target those highs. Okay. Don't be afraid, just take a long and target those highs. That will give you a very nice RR, like maybe 1 is to 15, 1 is to 20, if you're able to catch it on the lower time frame. But if you're not able to catch it on the lower time frame, just wait for the market to come to this area, give you a bullish and go for pattern on the 4 hour time frame, then go long, put your stop loss below this swing low. Okay, then target the highs over here. If you put your stop loss below this swing low, the market can come, and use you as liquidity. But when that happens, don't be afraid. Re-enter the market again and long the market and wait. Okay. But if you take two losses because of this trade, just leave the trade altogether and go and touch some grass. So that's basically the analysis for Euro USD. Gold, I believe strongly. Crypto. Believe strongly that's basically the market structure. All right. I'll update you on anything if something pops up. Sign off. Have peace.